Welcome to HFMA's 2025 Annual Conference in Denver. I'm Todd Nelson with HFMA, and I'm excited to be joined by our business partner, Jeff Liebeck with BRG for this important discussion. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're thinking about the issues important to health systems and providers as we end the year. So with year-end negotiations on the horizon, what challenges and opportunities should health system executives, really managed care executives and contractors, be prepared to address?
So as we sit today, there's a lot of uncertainty facing hospitals. There are first and foremost the cost pressures that they face, whether it's supplies, drugs, labor. Those cost increases have to be mitigated somehow. And one of the only levers that health systems have to offset those revenue levers that they can control is what they negotiate from commercial payers. So if you're seeing cost increases of 6, 7, 8% on drugs and supplies and labor, but the government's only offering you 2% or 3%, what's going to make up that difference? You're either going to have to cut costs or you're going to have to get increases from the commercial payers. So to me, first and foremost, you have to think about the financial plan ahead of you and what do you need? What's your goal? And then you can start to think about how you're going to get it. The other piece that creates additional uncertainty right now is the uncertainty around how many commercial patients and lives you will have and how much uninsured might change with the potential Medicaid cuts and potential exchange subsidies going down. Payer mix is potentially going to get worse for hospitals. And so as they think about what they've needed historically, the answer might be, I might need another few percentage points to offset some of that risk if I'm locking in for 2, 3, 4 years.
So, that reminds me, so how is this year different than past negotiation years?
Yeah. So this year's different from past years in part because of that uncertainty related to the federal legislation and the reconciliation bill and the uncertainty around that. We should know in the coming months what is going to come through and how that will impact hospitals. But even so, it really won't come clear. You may need to sign a contract by year end and you may not know how that's going to change your financial impact for 1, 2, 3 years. So locking yourself into a deal where you're only getting 2 or 3%, which is what some of the payers are offering, is a real risk. The other big difference this year is a lot of times for some payers, this is the first contract that providers and payers are renegotiating since COVID or since coming out of the hyperinflation of 2002, 2003, 2004. And so they're behind. If you look back 2 or 3 years at what you should have gotten because of the inflationary environment and you didn't get, now you need to make up for lost time, and this is really the time to do it. But it's a difficult environment out there, and payers are more challenged than before in terms of what they're offering and what they're willing to accept.
So thinking about that challenging environment, trying to overcome some of those things, what are the essential building blocks of a successful managed care strategy? And then as a follow-up to that, how do teams turn that into a winning outcome?
So the first building block is to have a plan. These are the most valuable assets that organizations have, their revenue generating managed care contracts. These agreements represent hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, for really large health systems. And going into a negotiation without a real plan can be a big problem. So knowing what are your goals, what are your targets, what does the market look like, what are the market competitors getting from payers, and where do you sit in the market relative to what's a reasonable rate? With the availability of market data and price transparency data, we now have a better picture than ever as to how not just rates, but raises and contract types compare to the market. And we can look at that and help create a plan that doesn't just say, well, what did I get last time and how do I do better? It's what did I get last time, and how do I compare to my competitors, and what do I need to overcome these obstacles, these regulatory obstacles and other uncertainties that I'm facing. You get that plan together, you build internal alignment, and you create a plan that allows you to face the market, to face the payers as a unified team with a unified strategy. And then you're ready to go.
Great, thank you, Jeff. Great answers to those questions. Very much appreciate your time today and sharing your insights with our audience.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.